Welcome to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show! What's crack-a-lackin'? Wholesale Hotline episode 100.
That's not possible.
9,000 minutes worth. 9,000 minutes worth. I am telling you, it is time well spent. You know, I reflected over the last 2 years, essentially, of doing the show every Monday, and it is just amazing the amount of deals that people have done, the amount of instruction that has come out, the amount of community that has come out of this. And it's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to everybody that is participating and squatting up in the comments. And I just, I couldn't be happier to be doing the show with the best of the best, Pace Morby and Jamil Damji. So,
well, I gotta say, it is still a seared memory in my consciousness when we had the conversation that spawned this amazing show. So for those of you that don't know this, 100 episodes ago, Pace and I were messing around, yipping and yapping, doing a live Q&A, and something was missing. And we, you know, of course, Pace and I jive very well together, so it's extremely rare that you'll ever have him or I together feel like there's something missing, because I'm the yin to his yang, he's the yang to my yin, and so that's like very easy. But we felt there was something missing.
Yep.
And obviously what was missing was my very, very good, one of my best friends, mentor, somebody I absolutely look up to so much, the person who pushed me out into the world and told me to get loud and stop being a baby. And now 100 episodes later, 100 episodes later, we are here. And it's a very special episode. We've got Tarek El Moussa right now figuring out how the technology works. Guys, he is so busy and famous that he's just like me. Well, actually, he's way better than me. He doesn't know how to use his computer. And so he's got his assistants right now trying to figure out how to log him in. So hopefully he will join us shortly.
This is his first StreamYard.
It's his first StreamYard.
So just getting in there.
Yeah, and StreamYard's a little bit arduous. I'm not gonna lie. There's a learning curve with it, and so Tarek, we love you, and we're hoping that you make it. But on top of that,
you just FaceTimed him. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go. On top of that, we have a very special announcement that'll be happening towards the end of the Hotline episode. We're gonna let you guys know who the winner of the Flip Me challenges.
Oh,
surprise, guys! It's me. I'm the winner.
What the Flip Me?
I'm the winner.
Is all about?
I'm the winner, dude. It's announced right now. I'm the winner.
Pace is taking it.
Actually, he's not allowed to take it because
I'm not legally allowed to take it.
The gaming and lottery boards of I don't know what state will come in and take you to jail. We weren't allowed. Actually, none of us were allowed to win. None of our employees were allowed to win. No one we were affiliated with was allowed to win. The winner was chosen by in a law office surrounded by auditors and like people to make sure that it was completely official and that there could have been no hanky-panky on how the person was chosen.
Well, what do they win?
Pace. Tell them about the skateboard. They're going to win.
Guys, we have had so many people enter into the sweepstakes. What you win as part of the sweepstakes is a partnership with Jamil, myself, Rahima, and Laura the 4 co-stars of Triple Digit Flip on A&E,
All good,
you
all
get,
good.
we actually find the house for you. We fund the project. We then run all the renovation. Then my beautiful wife lists the property on the MLS, and all of the money that is made on that project, 100% of the money that's made on that project goes to the sweepstakes winner. Now, that's not even the coolest part. That is a dope thing. However, the best part is you get to fly out to Arizona. You get to participate. You get to go to the house. You get to hang out, go to dinner with us, ask questions. And then my wife and Rahima, because let's admit, Jamil and I ain't going to do this. Rahima and Laura will be doing Zooms either weekly or bi-weekly, walking through the project, what's going on, why certain decisions are being made, so that you get a full education on a fix and flip that is real time, that you end up winning all of the proceeds on. And we're super excited. Tonight is the night on episode 100.
Do you already have a property picked out for this?
Yes, it's already purchased.
Do we have an idea of the numbers?
Oh yeah, Jamil's going to go through this tonight.
Yes.
Jamil's going to go through this tonight. It's
Yes.
big. It's not like they're making $5,000. You know what I'm saying?
We're going through this at the end.
Yeah, he'll find out all about the property and what it'll. Oh my gosh, we got him.
We got him.
We got him.
You guys see me? Oh my gosh! Why isn't real estate as easy as technology? Just kidding.
Tarek, amazing, brother. We are so happy to have you join us. You are an inspiration to so many in our industry. We are all big fans of yours. We watch your show. We love you. We love your wife a little more, but we love you. But you're an incredible person, man. Your journey, your story, everything that you've gone through, everything that you've done to get to the point that you are in your life and in your career, it's inspiring. It is what we need as a community and how we will all grow, because you are a goal. You are a goal for a lot of us. You are goals for me. You are goals for Mr. Morby, Mr. Daniels here. And so we just all want to welcome you wholeheartedly to Wholesale Hotline, episode 100. Everybody give it up for Tarek in the comments, please. Let him know that we love him. What's happening, bro?
That was one heck of an intro. I got to say, man, I love following you guys. I've been seeing your ads out there. I know your show's doing amazing, and I'm real excited to be here with you guys today.
Incredible.
Bro,
Incredible.
we have 600 people. Usually people don't get to 600 till about halfway through the show. We're just barely starting. We got 600 people that showed up just for you right now. We're going to get well over 1,000 people just watching you live, man. You are so dope.
You're going to make me camera shy over here.
Okay, well, first, can you get camera shy, Tarek? After you've been on TV 11 years, brother. We've seen you. We've watched you for 11 years. How is that? Tell us the state of what that's like. How's life been? Give us a rundown on what's been going on with Tarek.
I mean, everything's good, man. I kind of did it backwards compared to what you guys did. So you guys built a house flipping business, figured it out, and then you landed a TV show. So I had this crazy idea to flip houses on TV back in 2010, but I had a big problem. You know what that was?
No.
I wasn't a house flipper. So it's crazy. I pitched the show to flip houses, and guess what? I got a contract, and I was like, oh shit, now I got to learn how to flip houses. So if you watch season 1 of Flip or Flop, I am literally learning how to flip houses while filming a TV show.
Wow.
I can say that I know how incredibly difficult it is to manage a television show and manage those rehabs. And how many houses did you have to do for season 1, Tarek?
Oh man, I remember I was terrified. So the very first season of Flip or Flop, I get this contract. They wanted me to do 13 episodes in 10 months. And
no way.
And the entire year before, I had flipped 3 houses. So a few problems. 1, I didn't have houses. 2, I didn't have money. 3, I didn't know what I was doing. Well, 4, I was totally broke at the time. I looked at my ex-wife. I said, well, if I sign this contract and we don't pull it off, what's going to happen? She's like, well, they're going to sue us. And I was looking around my apartment. I was like, they can have it. So I signed that.
That's so good.
Oh,
and so
bro.
you just took action. You just said, you know what, I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to walk in. I'm going to step in myself here. And you pulled it off, man. You pulled that off magically, and it is incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's as you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but you know, I think one of the things that helped me was I was so worried about losing all of our money that I didn't even care about the cameras. So like filming kind of came natural to me because I didn't care about being on TV. I didn't care about being known. I cared about becoming a house flipper. So for me, I was super focused on the business.
Awesome.
Well, and that's why it blew up. That's why everybody felt it. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, this guy's nervous right now. This is like, he's not acting. He's like really nervous about what's going on in the show.
Yeah.
I was, where were you finding your deals? When you're starting out and you're doing your flipping, were you just getting them off the MLS? Were you working with us wholesalers? Like, how were you finding them?
No, I mean, back then in 2010, like guys, I taught myself how to flip houses. I didn't even know what wholesaling was back then. So for me, I knew I had to buy houses and I knew I had to buy vacant houses. As you know, with production, you can't buy a house and wait 6 months to evict a tenant, right? So at the beginning, I had to buy at the auctions. So it was a rough ride. I would work all day. You're talking like early morning until 9 o'clock at night at the office. I'd leave my office at 9 o'clock, go home, eat dinner. And then every night from like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., I would drive all of Southern California looking at all the properties going to the auction the next day. And the reason I did that was I was looking for cars in the driveway. I was looking for newspapers in the driveway, overgrown lawns. And if there were no cars, a lot of newspapers and overgrown lawns, there's a good chance that nobody lived there. So then I would bid on the property the next day. But as you know, like I'm driving overnight, seriously, all over SoCal. I'm so excited. I found 5 vacant houses. I go to bid. And I didn't even get close to getting any of them, like not even close. But every now and then, so here's the key. Every now and then, I don't know why, I'd get lucky. I'd get lucky and I'd get a house. So the key to my success, man, is just massive, massive, massive action, dude. That's it.
Wow. How nerve-wracking was that, Tarek, that you are literally needing a house for production and you show up to the auction and you can't get it? And they're probably banging at your door like, hey, we need to start demo on episode 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Like, what's happening here, bud? Like, when are we going to get going on these houses? How did you juggle that and show up to work with a straight face every day? Like, how that was incredible pressure.
I pulled it off, to be honest. I mean, I worked so hard, and I'm not kidding, man. I was 29 years old at the time. I was working 18-hour days. And actually found enough houses for the TV show. So I was buying them at auction. I was buying short sales. And every now and then I'd pick up an REO, but mostly auctions and short sales.
Wow. And as you had mentioned, you were just looking for vacancies. So the numbers didn't really matter at that point. Of course, we're talking 2010. And so, everything was cheap then. And
the numbers were really, really important. So what kept happening was, this is the important thing for everybody to understand. I'd drive overnight. I'd identify the properties I wanted to buy. I'd be like, okay, my max bid is 300. And then all of a sudden a fund would come in and they'd pay 420. And I'm like, how do I ever compete with that? But you know what I did? I kept showing up. And I'll never forget the first one I bought. I bid. And all of a sudden, everybody stopped bidding and I got the house. And then I realized if I just showed up every now and then, I was going to get lucky.
Guys, that's a big takeaway. And again, it's tough because we see the goal, right? We see your life now. We see the happiness. We see the family. We see your kids. We see the cabin, all the wonderful things that are happening that are well-deserved right now for you, brother. But that's the destination. And everyone loves the destination, right? We love what it looks like on the island, but what did it feel like when Tarek was on the raft in the freaking ocean, right? What was that like, guys? And here he's talking about waking up and working all day, all night long, and just making it happen, caring so much about the livelihood of his wife and himself and his kids that were, coming and young at the time, to make sure that he wasn't gonna shit the bed, right? He wasn't gonna lose it all, and he not only pulled it off, but he knocked it out of the park because they gave him season after season after season after season, and so that's an incredible story, and it's an inspiration again to everybody watching the show. Guys, this doesn't happen overnight. This is not ever going to be an easy road. No one has promised you that wholesaling houses or real estate investment was going to be easy. We were going to say that it's going to help you get rich, but you are definitely going to have bruises. You're going to take your lumps. It is going to be arduous.
Yeah, like, and that's one of the things, you know, like we're talking, we're all laughing and smiling, but back then there weren't many smiles, man. I mean, I was stressed out of my mind. I was lost. I was confused. I was motivated. I was sad, like every single emotion you can possibly think of when I first launched this business. But I always bring it back to the basics, and the basics are simple. You got to make more contacts. If you make more contacts, you're going to get more leads. Well, if you get more leads, you're going to get more deals. And one of the big things that people don't understand is it is a contact game. So, I mean, a lot of people, they'll get on the phone, they'll call 50 people and not get a house. And then they're like, it doesn't work. Well, I was the guy that called 50,000 people. I was on the phone 6 hours a day. I was door knocking hours a day. I was driving for dollars hours a day. And if you add all those hours up, every now and then I'd get one house. So think about the math on that. Massive action is going to get you lucky, but you can't get lucky without massive action.
That's
incredible. Incredible. And we talk about that same philosophy here all the time. I mean, what this man has written on his shirt, the TTP here stands for talk to people, right? That's it. You've got to make contact.
Well, 200. I mean, that's the national average. You have to talk to 200 distressed property owners to find that one deal. That means 199 of them are going to be mad that you interrupted their day.
Right.
They are. They're going to flat out reject you. They're not going to be really, really, really nice. And you have to be able to go through that, push through that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love what you're talking about here. I mean, I think it's so critical that everybody sees that we all go through this. It's that hustle season when you really are going, you're putting in those 12, 18-hour days. You're really trying to build something up special, especially during that downturn, right? Yeah. Especially when real estate got absolutely destroyed and you had to do something. I was bidding at the auction as well, and until all the hedge funds came in.
Yeah.
Right. In Phoenix, they came in and it was just like a Hoover vacuum, taking all these opportunities. How did you transition? How do you transition away now that we have a bunch of equity in our market? Now that we have, some other opportunities, how did you move away and start going either direct to seller or building a network of agents?
Yeah, I mean, like the business changing all the time. The way I flipped houses in 2010 is different than 2012. The way I did houses in 12 is different than 17. The way I flip houses today is different than 17, right?
Yep.
So, for me, I've built a brand and I have a company now, right? So I don't work in the business. I work on the business. I have acquisitions team, dispositions team, construction teams. We have texting campaigns, calling campaigns, knocking campaigns, marketing campaigns, TV commercials, digital ads, radio ads, like you name it, we have it. But, for most people, when they're first starting out, they don't have $300-400 grand a month to spend on marketing, right? So what do you got to do? Well, you got to put in the work. So this is where I learned a very valuable lesson at a very young age. So when I first got into real estate, I was 20 years old when I got my license. And my first 6 months in the business, and this isn't about flipping, but this is important for all of you wholesalers out there or house flippers, okay? First 6 months in the business, young, hungry, motivated, not one sale. And I remember thinking, man, I just got out of high school, like, I'm failing. Like, what do I do? And this guy, Mike Ferry, threw at a sales event. He came into town.
Mike Ferry. Holy moly.
Mike Ferry, man. He was my idol growing up when I was a kid, man. This guy was my idol. He threw a free event at a Buena Park Athletic Club. And man, he convinced me I could do anything. It's all in here, man.
Did he convince you could get on a TV show for 11 years?
Dude, he convinced me I could go to the moon, dude. I got out of that thing. I went and I signed up for coaching. And at the time, I was driving a 1985 Buick Park Avenue. I just broke up with my girlfriend. I was living in my mom's garage because my parents got divorced. She rented out my bedroom and I couldn't afford $300 a month. It was that bad. I signed up for coaching on my credit card, $1,000 a month I didn't have. And here's what happened. I got this coach and I did exactly what he said times 10. So he's like, you need to make 20 contacts a day. So I was like, okay, I'll make 50 a day. And he's like, yeah, right. I wouldn't leave the office without making 50 contacts a day. I would not leave the office. And here's what happened. I would literally read the script. If you were to move, where would you go next? Like even like the voice thing and like the whole thing, And what happened was within I think it was like 90 days, I ended up making $120,000 in real estate commission
Wow.
right around my 21st birthday. Within 90 days, I went from living in my mom's garage to buying an almost $1 million house up in Anaheim Hills, California. I first moved in. I was a kid. I had some roommates. I had no furniture. And it was one of the most special moments of my life. I'll never forget walking into this house, opening the door and being like, I did it. And I did it in 90 days. It was just a wild experience. And then, of course, I thought I knew everything. I was young. 2007 and 2008 came around and the house went away. The cars went away. And I was back to an apartment trying to get a job as a valet parker.
Yeah.
It's a true story, man. Like in 2010, bro, I was going to Subway every day, splitting $5 footlongs and stealing lemonade. Like that was my life.
That's incredible, though. It's a true testament, right? Look at this, and it's a real thing. None of this happens overnight. Like we're seeing real struggle here, guys.
And listen, that was 12 years ago. I mean, that might seem like a long time,
but it's not.
12 years to build it up and to go through 11 seasons and to do all those flips and to be spending at the point $300,000 to $400,000 a month in marketing now to bring in all of this income to find all these opportunities out there. It's absolutely incredible. And it's doing the work. It's getting on the phone. It's calling and talking to people every single day as much as possible. Quality conversations as much as possible. You did that in 90 days by calling people, right?
I straight cold calling as Tarek El Moussa, man. Like that. They're like, "What's your name?" I'm like,
"Can you imagine those people be like, hey, I think that guy cold called me in 2007.
Did he come over for the listing appointment? What happened?
I recognize that guy. I started calling myself Trevor at one point, but no, man. It's been a hell of a ride. And here's the thing, I started flipping houses in 2010. I bought the first flip in 2010, May at this, so I bought the first flip 2010. I went to a Mike Ferry convention in Las Vegas. At the break, I started talking to some people and this one guy was telling me how he had a local TV show about real estate. And I was like, well, what does that do? He's like, well, I go to the grocery store and people recognize me. I was like, okay, it's cool. But like, what does that do? He goes, well, then they work with me. I was like, that's what it does. Okay. So then I go home the next day. I was like, well, shit, man, I got to get us on TV like this guy over here. I told my ex-wife, I said, I'm going to get us a TV show. She goes, what are you going to get us a TV show on? She was laughing at me because she always thinks she thought I was crazy. And I was like, well, we just bought a house. So why don't we flip houses on TV? So that same night, I started Googling LA production companies. I sent pictures and bios and all this stuff. And I woke up the next day and my inbox had some responses.
So walk us through that because
guys, hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes.
I want to pause there for just a second.
Please do.
You guys are not watching the comments. Okay. The comments are unbelievable. Tarek, I don't think you understand this really. Do you know how many people you have impacted by what you went through? Kamahai and Tristan out of Hawaii just did their own pilot with HGTV. And look what they said. They said, Tarek was our first insight into house flipping. Bro, you are a domino in multiple. You are the domino effect that a lot of people are dealing with in their life. Like you have caused a massive ripple in other people's lives. So many people are saying, I jumped into this business because of you.
Yeah. And
it's amazing. Like you've done a lot of deals, but you have helped so many freaking people. Have you guys watching these comments?
Incredible.
I'm going to try to find them right now, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, like I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. And I feel like it's my duty to inspire people. If it wasn't for inspiration, I wouldn't be where I am today. And now I've been giving this platform and this huge microphone because the truth is, and I just want to shake everybody. The truth is they can do it. Mm-hmm. It's not as hard as they think. They just got to do it. And I will say the only way to do it is to do it. That means get started. Like just get started. And I believe in people, they have so much potential and there's so much negativity in the world. Like it's just wild. It's just wild.
Tarek, it's such a real thing, right? It's just doing it. But you had said something a little bit earlier, and I'd love to dive into that a little bit deeper with you because I think that you have a mindset that all of us are extremely, extremely grateful for because, of course, the domino effect and everything that you've done. But having gone through all that stress and then surviving cancer 2 times, I mean, brother, You know, I broke my ankle. I'm not kidding. I broke my ankle and it was boo-hoo-hoo for a while, right? I was like, oh, poor me. I'm on a scooter. Oh, I can't walk to the restroom.
It sounded just like that, to be honest.
Right? Why did Pace leave me in Malibu? Oh my gosh. Oh, I wouldn't have broken my ankle if Pace had just. So, anyways, how do you optimize the real estate between the years?
What do you mean by optimize the real estate?
I mean, brother, you've got a winning mindset. And so how are you keeping that? What do you do every day to remain as positive as up? Because you've got it, bro. You've got it.
Yeah, that's simple, bro. I'm the most competitive. I'm a very competitive guy. And like my biggest fear in the world isn't failing. I fail all the time. My biggest fear in the world is failure. And I am motivated and I will do whatever it takes not to fail, because like I feel like we got one shot on this planet.
That's it.
We're not coming back. We have limited time and you have one shot. So you better give it everything you got. And I'm a guy that believes anything is possible, man. I grew up in Buena Park, California. My mom was a school teacher. My dad was an engineer. They both immigrated from other countries. They came here. I watched both of them work their ass off. And man, I remember telling them growing up, one day, Mom, I'm going to make so much money. I'm going to take care of everybody. And they all thought I was a crazy kid, you know, but it's just drive, man. And, you know, and the truth is the road to success, it's a rocky road. And the hardest part about it is the emotional roller coaster, because it can beat you up. You know, it's hard to chase your dream and not get it fast enough. So it's really, really important to be mindful and take care of that mindset, because that's what's going to make it happen.
Incredible.
So how do you protect that? Is it just the people you're around? Is it the things you listen to? Is it books you read? Is it just, well, I mean, what is it? Like, give the audience something tangible here that you do that's kind of maybe a routine or a habit or something, or maybe it's just the people you hang out with.
I don't know if it's a routine, maybe it's an illness, but like I obsess about things. You know, if I think about things, I can't stop thinking about them. And
I know a guy like that.
The only way I can stop thinking about them is if I start doing it and I find success, you know. But for me, it's like, you know, I talk about flipping houses. It's just about upgrading your life, you know, like, and I've done a lot of that recently, right? You gotta take better care of your health. You gotta eat better. You gotta take vitamins. It's like everybody needs a remodel every now and then, right? And I've been on TV so long, like you've seen me at 180 pounds. You guys have seen me with cancer at 240 pounds. You've see me after my back surgery at 168 pounds with my bones popping out of my chest, right? So it's just a roller coaster, and you just got to keep fighting. That's it.
Awesome. So, Tarek, I hear this a lot in my Instagram, and I'm sure that Pace gets these DMs, and likely you as well. As you get into a more of a public, and Brent, you know, all of us, just as you get more public, people start to feel like it is not what they're seeing. That they think, oh, this must just be for the cameras.
This is an act,
right? And I personally know that you're doing business. I know that you're buying houses well beyond what we see on television. And so dive us in a little bit about what Tarek Buys Houses is about, where you guys are operating, what you're looking for. Because I'll tell you, we've got near 900 people right now live watching, and thousands will come over the week, and they're going to want to sell you a house. And so how and where and what is this looking like? What do people got to do business with you?
So I love wholesalers, by the way. So all you wholesalers out there, thank you so much. Myself, I do some wholesaling, but I'm mostly a flipper. I enjoy flipping. So my company website is tarekbuyshouses.com. We flip houses all throughout Southern California, but we will buy rental properties all over the country if it's a good location. So if one of you thousands of people out there have a deal anywhere in the country and you think it's a good deal and you'll think I like it, just go to tarekbuyshouses.com and we'll get back to you. But I'd love to do some deals with you guys.
Guys, flood him with not garbage, okay?
Yeah, not garbage.
Flood him with opportunities. He's buying in Southern California. I know he's buying in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know he's buying in Tampa, Florida. Okay, I know he's buying possibly in Orlando. Guys, flood him with opportunities. He's buying in SoCal. Maybe one of the houses that he buys ends up on his show. God knows. but flood him with opportunities, guys. You only get an opportunity like this on Wholesale Hotline, and it's TarekBuysHouses.com.
Why don't we give out his cell phone number, Jamil? Let's do that.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh man, I've got it. No, I won't do that to you, brother. Amazing. So are you doing any creative type of deals? Because we've got, as part of our three-headed monster here, we've got one of the most creative real estate investors in America. And in my opinion, the best at creative financing, subject to owner finance.
Hands down.
And
Hands down.
what has that been for you? Have you dove into that vertical at all? And if not, why not? And if you plan to, how can we help?
Great question. So that is actually something I'd like to start working on in the future for my company. As of right now, we're utilizing private money. We're utilizing hard money loans. Me and my business partner, we self-fund everything, pretty much everything. There's nothing too creative other than, putting your skin in the game, right? But like one of my favorite things to do is the BRRRR method. I love doing it on rental properties. I like the BRRRR method. Like my house right here is a BRRRR method. I paid 3.125. I put about $700,000-800,000 into it. I got it appraised at 5.5. I got a new loan at 3.8. So I bought this house for $0 down. So wow. I like the BRRRR method. I like them all.
Awesome. That will probably make Pace want to fall out of his chair, because the BRRRR method is one of his least favorite methods of.
We have so many active BRRRR deals going on right now. I just don't talk about it. The BRRRR method is amazing. It's just that I tell people, don't jump into the BRRRR method thinking that your first deal is going to get all your money out of it. That's all. That's all it is. Really good question in the side comments. Somebody asked, Tarek, how did you fund your first deal? How did you fund it? Because you were basically eating ramen, as you said, comically.
Sandwiches.
You were splitting Subway sandwiches and stilling lemonade.
Yep.
How did you fund your first deal?
Great question. So the very first deal, I called everybody I knew, and they gave me every reason under the sun why it wouldn't work, why I was too young, why I was too stupid, why I was going to fail, why I didn't know what I was doing. So, of course, I don't listen to anybody. The last thing you want to do is start listening to other people. So I finally found a guy. His name's Pete DeBest. He's still my business partner today. And at the time, he was the owner of a mortgage company. He was a young entrepreneur. He was successful. He's a little bit older than me. So I pitched him, and I was like, hey, you want to flip houses? He goes, sure. And I was like, what did you say? He goes, yeah, sure. Just go. We got to go find one. I'm like, all right. He's like, how much money you got? I'm like, oh, crap. So the most we were able to buy was a condo for $115,000. That was our first flip. I sold my Rolex watch. I borrowed against my credit cards, and I dumped my life savings into that very first deal. And once that deal closed, by the way, I went back to the dealer and I bought that same watch back, and I have it today.
No way.
Yep. And
that's freaking legit.
Give it to my son one day.
And that Rolex appreciated.
It did. Not as much as real estate, but it did.
No. Are you in any other investments that we're talking about? Are you fussing with crypto? Are you in the stock market?
Yeah. I definitely have quite a bit of money in the stock market, but I don't manage it because I'm not a stock guy. I have some money in crypto. I manage it myself, but for me, if it goes to $1 billion, great. If it goes to zero, great. Like I don't know
so
much.
You're gambling when it comes to crypto. You're just like
gambling.
me.
I just don't want to feel stupid if it goes up 1,000% again. So I just, I put money in there and I close my eyes. I don't even check it. I can't even tell you what crypto's doing. Outside of that, I got a commercial real estate building in Orange County, California. It's about 40,000 square feet, which I love commercial, man. 6 years ago, I paid $5 million. Today, it's about $13 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which, talk about appreciation. We did a cost segregation on the building. We brought the depreciation down over 5 to 7 years, which has been fantastic for tax purposes. Last year, we bought 3 apartment buildings and just buying a bunch of rentals right now, a bunch of houses.
Would you be comfortable answering this question? Does the majority of your income come from entertainment or real estate?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say the majority of my worth comes from real estate.
Amazing. Yeah. And guys,
and I paid pretty well for TV. So real
think about that. 11 years on TV. He's crushing it on TV. He's being modest right now. He's crushing it. Okay. He's crushing it. But at that level, he's still doing so much business in the background. Guys, this is not about just getting to a spot and stopping. You don't get to a spot and stop. You get to the place that you see yourself where you feel like you've got the most impact and you explode.
Talk to me about commercial real estate real quick. What do you like about it? Why not just buy, 1,000 single family houses around Southern California and just do that whole game?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that too. I'm trying to do everything. Commercial real estate, it's an interesting thing, right? Obviously, everybody knows commercial real estate is a fantastic investment, especially apartments right now. But, like you guys said, I've been on TV for 11 years and people are calling me all the time like, hey, Tarek, we want to partner with you. We want to invest with you. And I would always be like, I don't need any investors. I don't need any partners. And then, as time went on, I realized, well, if I can round up money together, we can syndicate or we can create a fund and go buy apartment buildings. And then looking at the business model, I said, well, what's more difficult, to go buy a couple 100-unit building or to go find a couple 100 houses one at a time? So that's why I love commercial real estate.
Amazing.
Faster. Speed is everything. Like, speed is everything in this business, man. Like, I'm the fastest moving guy around. The second you think of something, you get to work. You got to move fast.
Tarek, here's a personal question from me to you. What is the current biggest constraint in your business right now? I know at one point it was finding deals. And then another point is maybe getting an assistant. Another point is getting an operations manager. Another point is understanding how to train, right? All of those things. Where are you at in your real estate business? What would you say is your biggest constraint at your level?
Ooh.
Is it good people? Is it training good people? What is it?
I mean, it's all about the people. Like, the biggest lesson I've learned over the years is it's about the people. Looking back, some people, they're just not going to work hard. Some people, they're just not going to do their job. Some people, they're just not motivated. And for me, I have a big heart, and I would never want to fire people. I would feel bad for people. Then it was affecting my success, right? It was affecting my dreams. It was hurting my family. And then I realized you need to find the right people, because once you find the right people, your life will change. It really will. And like, I've cleaned house a few times, and people is everything. Anybody can go flip houses, right? But you want to scale a business, you want to build a brand, that takes a lot of people. And if you have the wrong people, you're going to end up in trouble.
I love that. I think that's what everybody deals with right now. We've recently hired new operations managers that have changed the game like overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just notice a difference. The feeling of the office when you walk into the building is different because better people are in the building. It's crazy. Just the energy they emit, right?
It's the energy.
Two questions. One, are you telling me that if you have somebody that maybe is a bad apple, there's no way to fix that person, it's better just to get rid of them?
Yes.
Okay. I love that answer.
Yes. The answer is
Yes.
150%.
You've gone down that road, right? Because a lot of people in our audience, they're hiring maybe their first people, right? They're hiring their first acquisition manager, maybe their first disposition manager, their first transaction coordinator, whatever it is. There are a lot of people in this audience. We are now at 950 people watching live. A lot of people are dealing with this. Your advice, which I could not agree with anymore, is if you have somebody that's a bad apple, there's no way you're fixing that person, right?
Nope. You got to hire slow and fire fast.
Love it. Now that leads into my second question, Tarek. By the way, bro, I love your energy. You're so dope. Thank you for coming on today. Amazing, amazing guest. Next question is, do you have a place that you find good people? For me, brand brings really good people to us, right? They want to be a part of what we're doing. So let's throw brand out, because I know brand for you is massive. Jamil and Brent and myself, we have a brand. And so we attract people that want to be a part of something big. So we're pretty lucky in that regard. But when you first started out, before you had a big brand, did you have any techniques or places that you can find good people?
Most recently, I've been utilizing executive recruiters. I'm not the best at hiring. I don't have the time to hire. So why not hire a professional? It's like when you're talking about a house, right? I'm not going to go work on the house. I'm going to hire a general contractor. So when I want to hire rockstar staff, I hire a professional recruiter that hires me the best people.
I love that. We use a company called puzzlehr.com, and they've been absolutely amazing. They help us out. We just tell them, here's what we're looking for. It takes them a couple of months to find really good people, but they'll go through and interview 30, 40 people for us before they even put somebody in front of us. Yep. Is that the process you're going through?
Absolutely. 100%. The people, the most important part of the business. It's all the people.
Freaking love that.
Yeah,
Such a great thing. I know that Jamil, your guys' superpower has always been hiring amazing people. I walk into your building at Keighley. It is, I feel like I walk through the gates of heaven. I'm just like, who are all these angels?
It's what we are pumping into the air, bro.
And here's something that's really, really important that someone told me recently. A good friend of mine, David, he told me, and this is for all of you that have businesses that you're trying to get to the next level and you're struggling. He sat me down. He said, Tarek, the people that got you to where you are might not be the people that get you to where you want to go.
Oh.
And that hit me really, really hard because there are levels to this game. Okay. And the people I was hiring back in the day are not the people that are going to help me scale nationwide. They just aren't. Right. So you always have to be on top of things and you got to keep finding the right people.
That's incredible.
Tarek, is there an end to your ambition? Because I feel like you and I are maybe kindred spirits in this, is that I will work until I will die probably.
I feel like the two of these, it's like, we've got pace in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like you, you're a big inspiration. I will work. If I see something, I will immediately go, how fast can I make mistakes around that one thing so that I can learn exactly how to do it the wrong way? Like that's the key.
Yep.
I get excited about screwing things up. I'm like, let's go screw stuff up.
That's how you learn. Like every time you screw up, you know what not to do next, right?
Right.
Like for me, my success comes from trial and error. Okay, I'm going to send a letter on a white envelope. I'm going to try a yellow one. I'm going to try a purple one. Okay, well, the purple one works. Okay, guess what? We know this one works, right?
Right.
So like my success is trial and error. Like that's it, you know.
Well, my question is there an end to your ambition? Because I feel like I have the same energy that you do. Like I will go and attack and I will go nationwide and I just want to go deep and take over the whole entire world. Is there an end to your ambition? Is there a goal where you're like sitting on a ranch in Yellowstone and you now are like on a Western movie, you know, breeding horses or something like that?
In case anyone was wondering what Pace's version of heaven was, we just saw it. So
got a glimpse.
Yeah, we just
got a little glimpse there.
I want to own a ranch. That's it.
Got a picture of you in chaps. Go ahead, Tarek.
You know, I mean, okay, it sounds a little bit crazy, but it's not crazy, and I believe it's going to happen. You know, for me, like I have this wild dream of accomplishing the impossible and becoming a self-made billionaire. I mean, not because of the financial, whether you're worth 900 million or 100 million or I mean, it's still a lot of money. It's just I've set my goals so sky high that there is nothing that's going to slow me down until I hit them. Like, and your goals are really, really important. So years ago, I didn't have the tenacity I have today. Like in 2015, I was happy. I wasn't trying to scale companies. I wasn't trying to start technology companies. I wasn't trying to raise capital and start funds because I was happy and I was content, you know, and I went through divorce and I said, okay, I need a new focus. And I had this wild dream of, just like a lot of people out there, becoming a billionaire. And that's my ticket right there. That's what I'm going for.
Okay. So I just wrote on my vision board to become a billionaire.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, no, I'm not close yet. Not even close to close.
Well, okay, so is there a timeline that you're looking at? Because I put my timeline way too fast. I said, I want to be a billionaire in 10 years. And so I'm going to go crazy. I know I'm going to fail, but I'm going to like run out of energy trying. Is there a timeline? Are you thinking 5 years, 20 years, or just before your lifetime's over?
By 50. I'm 40 now.
Oh, yes. This is so good.
I have a lot of work to do, guys. Because here's the deal. Once I'm 50, I'm going to slow down. Like I'm 40 today. I have 2 kids. I have one on, we're going to have one on the way soon. That's what Heather's telling me at least. And by 50, I think I'm going to be ready to relax a little bit. And our dream is to travel the world by yacht. That's our dream.
Is that a real thing? Are you guys expecting?
We're not expecting, but we are working on it. So
you're expecting to expect.
What does that look like, Tarek? Everybody wants to know.
Well, it's a short film. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, I had you. No, we're going through the IVF stuff right now. She has a procedure tomorrow, but yeah, man, we're excited.
Amazing.
Okay, so in order to get to $1 billion, are you looking at single family, commercial, or what's the asset class you're looking at that's going to get you there the fastest?
Houses, commercial, and technology companies.
Yes.
So software, something along those lines.
Yep, and I'm working on that right now at the initial phases of creating a real estate marketplace. So there'll be a lot more info coming soon on that. But so I mean, on different things I'm doing, building a real estate marketplace, launching a hard money lending company, creating a new housing fund, creating a new apartment fund. I mean, there are just so many things we're doing because, like I said, I have set this crazy goal. So if I'm going to set the goal, I better start taking the action.
I need to be around Tarek, Jamil. How do we get on his yacht?
He's gonna come pick us up in his yacht when we're in Marina Del Rey next.
Yeah, just sell me a bunch of houses. Shit, I'll buy you a yacht if you sell me a bunch of houses.
Let's do that. We will 100% do that. What we'll do is we'll get all of our students nationwide to bring deals to you. Are there specific markets you're excited about that we can bring you deals in?
I mean, I love Tampa. I love, Tulsa, Oklahoma, North Carolina, South Carolina, Nashville, all over Texas. I mean, pretty much all the, AB markets that you guys know of. I don't like, the C- markets, but I like AB markets.
Awesome.
Do you have somebody on your team that could come into a Zoom with my students and chat with a couple thousand of my students and say, this is the buy box we're looking for in these specific areas?
Absolutely. We would love to do that with you guys.
Okay, please. We'll do an Astro, a TTP, and a sub-2 joint community Zoom, and we'll get somebody on your team to come in and we'll create a funnel and just send you guys hundreds of deals.
That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. Yeah.
You're gonna need to tell us to stop.
No, legit, Tarek. We did this with a hedge fund about 3 months ago in my community. I only had 100 of my students show up. We didn't advertise it. We didn't talk about it. I just said, hey guys, it's Thursday. We're going to bring in one of my buddies who's controlling a hedge fund. Had 100 students show up out of 3,100 that we currently have. That's not including Jamil's or Brent's. And 3 days later, this guy goes, stop. We can't, this is so many opportunities and they're all under contract.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can just focus on one market at a time and help you guys expand wherever you want to go.
Yeah. I'd love to. Yeah. North Carolina, Tampa, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So yeah, we could definitely set that up. That sounds awesome. I'd love to do that with you guys.
All right. Jamil's going to coordinate it with your guys. He's the only one that has a cell phone.
I got everybody's contact. We'll make it happen.
Awesome.
Love it. Love it. Dude, I'm excited about North Carolina too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I learned my most valuable real estate lesson on a house in North Carolina. Should I tell you guys about it?
Yes, please.
Yep.
And this is very important, especially in today's climate. So all you wholesalers, pay attention. It was 2006. The California real estate market was peaking, selling entry-level houses for $600,000, where a few years earlier they were like $200,000. And I remember being like, man, I got to start investing, but these California prices are too high. So I come across North Carolina. I bought brand new construction, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,200 square foot house for $160,000. How can you build a 2,200 square foot house for $160,000? I'm like, there is no way. There's no way I'm going to lose. Okay, so this is 2006.
This is going down the wrong road already.
Uh-huh.
So by 2008, that house dropped to about $75,000-$80,000. Okay, and I remember, and this wasn't that long ago. I remember thinking, man, I was losing money every month, a couple $100. I remember, man, I'm never going to make money on this thing. I should just let it go. I should foreclose. I should short sell. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold tight. Here's what happened. I just got tenants out of the property. I got an updated assessment on the lease. At the time when I bought it, I was renting it for like $900 a month. I just leased it out for $1,875. So the rent doubled since I bought it. And on top of that, the house that I paid $160 for that dropped to $75.80 2 years later, today is now selling for $325,000.
Wow.
So that was the biggest.
So the lesson you learned is that you don't lose until you sell.
Correct. You gotta hold it, because the real estate goes up, real estate goes down. And the more you have on your books when it's up, the more you're gonna have.
What's that thing you say all the time, Pace?
I say equity comes, equity goes, but the cash will always flow. So if you buy a property that cash flows, even in a down market, and you can hold on, The equity is going to go obviously in a crash, but it always comes back. And bro, not only did you keep that property with the appreciation, but your freaking rent is double in 10 years.
Yeah.
In 10 more years, holy crap, what's it going to be, man?
Yeah, it's just wild to think, and then you start doing the math, and you got a couple hundred houses, each house goes up $1,000 a month. Well, you got 300 houses that go up $1,000 a month. Well, that's an extra $300,000 a month.
What's the saying? Real estate is like a roller coaster, right? You only it's only scary if you get off during the middle of it, right? I mean, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's part of what we deal with. Let me ask you this, Tark. Building your brand. How important? I had this whole. I was standing on my soapbox all 2021 about getting loud, document your experience, show people that you're just starting out, especially if it's just that first year, that first 12 months that you're really building this, to get loud and just document it, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Show the ugly properties that you're driving by. Show that you're doing comps. Show that you're doing something so that you can get loud. How important is it to build a brand?
I mean, it's everything. I mean, energy is what attracts people. Energy is what fuels people. Like, look at us. We're like loud. We're talking. We're all real estate investors, house flippers. We're all on TV, right? So, like, if you're a new flipper, go on your social media. Show the houses you're walking. Show the designs you're picking. Give people an option, this or that. Should I go with this tile, that tile? Make them feel involved. Next thing you know, you got people that want to invest with you. Next thing you know, you got real estate agents sending you deals. So it's always being there. It's always working. Post every day. Do your stories every day. And we all know what to do. Now, what separates the winners and the losers is who actually does it.
Right.
That's it.
Always the action takers.
Mm-hmm.
Tarek, you mentioned real estate agents, and agents are one of my favorite ways to go out and mine for deals because, especially in parts of Southern California, when a house gets bad in SoCal, it gets bad, right? I mean, it gets bad, right? Like it's like South Phoenix or worse than South Phoenix bad. And so, and they also have really strict occupancy laws. The tenant, it's very favored towards the tenant. Getting people out of a place is extremely difficult. A squatter is not a squatter in Southern California. It's a tenant.
Yeah.
And so when you take all that into consideration and you're looking at your business out there right now, what would you say is the most difficult aspect, especially when you're working with agents? What's the most difficult aspect that you have in getting them to bring you opportunities? Or are you still finding that agents are bringing you those opportunities because you've built the brand?
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I don't get too much love because of the brand, and it's not like I have agents pounding on my door. We're an outbound prospecting team. So we are calling agents. We are going to open houses. We are texting agents. We are networking with agents. So we're putting in the work. We're not waiting for the agents to call us. We're calling them.
So even at 11 seasons, guys, I need you to hear that.
This is huge.
Even at 11 seasons, he's outbound.
Yep.
That is incredible to hear, right? Because if everybody, I had a conversation today with somebody, I'm not going to name any names, but she's an extremely good friend, somebody I truly admire. I think she's a wonderful lady. And she explained to me how she's tired. She's tired of having to have her foot on the gas all the time. And she asked me, with being a Keegley franchisee, would that help me so that I could let my foot off the gas? And I said, absolutely not.
No way.
You don't belong in that role. You don't belong in that business right now, because if you want to take your foot off the gas, you're going to drown. Like this is, you got to look at this as I'm building something. It doesn't matter whether or not it's a franchise or not. You got to get in there and you got to get to work every day. Right. And so is there ever a point when you let off the gas? Right. That's the thing. And I think that it can become a little bit hard to think, gosh, I'm going to do this for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But if you feel like that, this might not be for you. Like, I'm so obsessed with real estate that I don't want to quit. At 50, 60, 70 years old, I'm still going to want to talk houses.
Yeah. Me too. But here's the thing, though. Maybe sometimes you just need to find a new pedal, meaning, like, my foot used to be out on the gas all the time, but now it's on the gas in a different funnel, right? So I'm not out there calling the agents. I'm not texting the agents. I'm not walking the properties, right? But my staff is. So for the people that want to stop the active grind, that's a complete mindset shift. And that's going from being a house flipper to a business owner, which are two different things.
Yep.
Incredible. So,
but I also think you have to earn that right.
You do.
You don't, day one, you're just not an entrepreneur, business owner, doing whatever. When you start out, you're self-employed, right? When you're driving around looking for vacant properties, you're self-employed. All right. Yep. When you're knocking on the doors, you're self-employed. When you're making cold calls, you're self-employed. And then you build that big, healthy, heavy bank account. And then you start turning on your leadership skills so that you start hiring really amazing people. And if you have that energy and enthusiasm and you're going at it all the time and you're getting loud on social media, you are going to be a magnet for unbelievable talent. You could find it in your family. You could find it in your friends. You could find it in complete strangers. And then you build it up, build it up, build it up. And then you hire executive recruiters to go out there and find amazing people to keep taking this to the next level. But it starts with putting in the work early on.
Man,
all of us, every single one of us has been in that. Every single one.
The more I listen to us talk, the more I wish we had us 12 years ago.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Because honestly, I just figured everything out on my own through trial and error. I didn't have any real estate house flipping education. I just knew this. I knew real estate, and I knew if I can buy low, fix it up, and sell it higher, and after cost there was a profit, that's a deal. That's how I learned flipping houses.
Do you lose money? Are you so dialed in now that you don't
I'll tell you a funny story here. So we had a big company-wide meeting, I think it was a month or two ago, and we're talking about the losses for the year. And I was really upset that we didn't lose enough money on enough houses. Do you guys know why that is?
Because you didn't try hard enough.
It's because we passed on too many houses that we should have bought.
Dang.
So, yeah, if I'm not losing money, that means I'm not buying enough houses, which means I'm passing on a ton of opportunities.
That is
wrap your head around that.
That's a mindset shift right there.
That is a mindset shift right there, 1,000%. Guys, I want you to get your questions ready for Tarek because we are coming around the bend on the last half an hour of the show, and we've monopolized the majority of this, not giving you guys an opportunity to ask this fine gentleman some questions. So get your questions ready.
You want to say hi to Heather real quick?
We sure do.
Come on over.
She's on voice rest, so she'll just smile.
Hey, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Welcome. Wholesale Hotline.
Welcome, Heather.
Hey, guys, is it too dark in here? You want me to turn lights on, or can you see?
Bro,
me?
you look great.
You're great. She just brightened up the whole screen, bro.
She
Don't
did.
worry
Make
about
a baby. You got this.
Yeah, we'll make babies, honey.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. What a mindset shift. People are loving that, bro. So good.
I didn't lose enough money this year because I passed on too many deals, meaning I'm expecting to get bit. I'm expecting to lose. I'm expecting to take lumps.
Yep.
Do you understand that this is the mindset of a championship fighter, guys? This is the mindset of a championship fighter. This man went through cancer twice. This is why he has this mindset. This is why he's pushing through life with this attitude and this philosophy, because he understands that if he's not getting the shit beat out of him at some point, he didn't go 12 rounds.
Exactly.
Here's a great question for all of us professionals out there. This is probably one of the most common questions, if not top 10. How do you balance your work life and your career life? And I am a firm believer that there really is no such thing as a perfect balance until you can get to a level where you can delegate almost everything, but that takes years and years and years. And so it doesn't apply to most people for about probably 8 to 10 years. So
I have to agree with you, man. At the beginning, there was no, it was all work. My son wasn't born yet. My daughter was a baby. So it was 18-hour days, but now you said the word delegate. I literally delegate everything. I couldn't tell you what my calendar looks like tomorrow. I can't tell you what's going on Thursday. I can't tell you anything because there's only so much one person can do. Right. So you got to delegate everything, and that's a fact. And then also, you got to make sure everything is in your schedule and you live by your calendar. in my calendar, it says I have to go to the gym. That's an appointment. I got to go to the gym.
Right.
So if it's in there, you got to live by the calendar.
Yeah, there's no balance. There's just harmony.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ooh,
good, dude.
damn, bro. Put that on a shirt, dog.
That's old Tom Kroll there for you, buddy.
That's great.
No balance, just harmony. And it's really important because our brains aren't built for that.
Right.
I'll be honest. I mean, I could see the drive that Tarek has. I mean, it's in us. It's that brain that you're just like, I can accomplish whatever I want to do. So what do I want to do? And will I be able to bring all these amazing people with me? Or does some people, they just can't handle the speed. They can't handle what's going on, right? And it happens all the time. But it's just having that brain. I mean, it's a harmony.
Tarek, we had some people come into our live audience today just because they love you so much. Can we flip the camera to our studio audience here and show Tarek some love? Hey, what's up?
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
You guys have a question for Mr. El Moussa that you have ready for him right now. Go.
I have one.
Okay, come on up.
Hi, Tarek.
Oh,
My
yeah,
name
yeah.
is Michelle Garbito. I follow you and your wife, Heather. I've watched all the Selling Sunset seasons. I just love them. So I'm actually part of Jamil's Asher Flipping program, and we do a lot of work with agents. So I wanted to ask you, since your wife is a real estate agent in California and you're a house flipper, can you talk about how you guys partner up on deals and things like that?
Yeah, well, currently we're starting a new Airbnb business together. So we're going to be creating a T&H Airbnb brand. So we'll be sourcing, fixing, and renting properties out together. And then, of course, when it comes to the high-end stuff, that's what I call Heather. We're looking at a deal in Beverly Hills right now that's right in her wheelhouse. So we work together on a lot of stuff.
Amazing. So you're going to do some luxury flips with her?
We're going to do some luxury flips and also some Airbnbs. Yeah.
Very cool.
She's a real estate sales rock star, and since, we've been together, we bought her first property together. We're building a house together. She's becoming a real estate investor, and she just motivates and inspires me every day because, she just wants to learn, and she's a sponge. And, you might see her on TV, this cute thing on the cell. No, like she's a female entrepreneur. She's hungry. She's motivated. She's excited, and it just shows.
Incredible.
Awesome. Thank you, Tarek.
You're welcome.
We are at near 1,000 people on today's episode. This was incredible. Guys, if you haven't already, share this on your social medias. Take a snapshot of you watching this right now. Tag the heck out of Tarek. Like, I want his social media. I want his phone to break.
We'll tag us as well.
Yeah. Tag
Just
us
give
as
his
well.
cell phone out, bro.
I mean, if everybody goes to TarekBuysHouses.com, I'll give them my number and we'll all have a big dinner. How's that?
Yes.
Hey.
That'll be a big dinner.
That'll be huge. Yes. Yeah. At Mr. Chow.
Well, I mean, maybe outside of Mr. Chow, but near Mr. Chow.
That's where they have the $100 spring roll.
Yeah.
So that's incredible to hear that you and your wife are doing business together. And I want to kind of take this question while we're getting some more in there. With respect to agents, especially in Southern California. Now, again, I know that it's a little bit harder with the market being as hot as it is, but I still believe that that's a limiting belief because we are in Phoenix experiencing the same level of heat as anywhere else in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And we are routinely doing deals month after month, day after day after day.
Yeah,
And so would you say that anybody that's in Southern California watching tonight's episode, that if they have the idea that flipping houses is for the past or something that they can't do right now?
Yeah. Well, if you're in California and you want to flip houses, it's a terrible time. But if you want to wholesale houses and sell them to Tarek, it's a great time.
Okay.
Got it.
Sounds like a cash buyer speaking.
Got it.
All right, here's the truth. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Not one time in my real estate career have I ever thought it's too competitive of a market. There's not one time in my career have I ever thought Open Door or Zillow is going to beat me. Do you want to know why? Because there's not enough time in the day to think about anyone else but yourself and your business.
Agreed.
So I don't care where there's people flipping houses and all over the country, all over the world right now. So forget about there are deals in every single market. Instead of thinking about competition or lack of deals, put in the work to find the deals. Don't waste your energy.
Pace, how many a month were there?
How many a month? What? Oh, transactions. 147,000 wholesale transactions happen every single month in the United States. That's tracked by title companies nationwide.
147,000. You talk to 200 people, distressed property owners, ugly houses, you will get a deal. And the average deal size around the country is 15,000. It could be you build up your cash buyer database, or you take those down and flip them. It's going to be much, much more than that. Much more than that. Awesome.
There was a great question up there, Pace, if you can put that back on.
Which one was it? There's so many dang good ones tonight.
Let's get some of the audience questions out for him.
Was it the one with the dry spell?
Yeah.
That one was, oh, here it is. Joseph Phillips says, Tarek, have you ever had any big dry spells in your business? What did you do when that happened? He says no. Tarek, I'm going to give you a follow-up question.
No chance.
Follow-up question. Was there ever a point, because you talked about changing the gear on a bicycle, right? So it basically, you've always been on the bicycle, but you're changing gears as you're climbing up the hill, as it gets harder, easier, whatever. Was there ever a point where you had like a big breakthrough, whether it was joining a mastermind or getting around the right people or something that you just felt like added steroids to your business or steroids to your mindset? Was there something ever in your years and years of being in this business that amplified you outside of just doing the work?
Man, you know, I think as I've gotten older and as I've grown and as I've learned, I realize there's even more out there. So every time I learn something, I'm like, how do I make it bigger, right? And then you make it bigger, and then you're like, wait a minute, you can make it even bigger, right? And then you make it even bigger, and then you ask, well, how do you make it even bigger, right? So for me, I base it all off the work I'm doing, you know, because if you can get to 100 rentals, well, shit, you can get to 300. Well, if you can get to 300, you sure shit can get to 1,000. I mean, if you get to 1,000, would you guys agree you could probably get to 2,000?
Yes.
So that's how I operate, just like that.
Love that. Miles Barrio, talk about a mindset shift. Miles Barrio, let me tell you a quick story about this gentleman. He joined my mentorship a couple of years ago, and he was driving home from the gym, and a drunk driver hit him going 90 miles an hour. He woke up in the hospital, ended up losing his leg and the functionality of one of his arms. Really, really challenging time. For Jamil's birthday, our community, the people here in this chat, we raised, I believe, $30,000 for Miles in about 15 minutes. And it's ironic that he's asking this question. One thing I loved about Miles is that I told Miles he will stand on my stages and he will write a chapter in one or multiple books of mine based on mindset. And in season 1 of Triple Digit Flip on A&E, we brought Miles on the show and actually did a mindset piece. And it was absolutely amazing because he fought through losing a leg. This guy looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is so shredded. This guy with one leg and functionality of one of his arms missing is so shredded, doing deals, helping other people do deals. He did not give up. He's an inspiration. So his question is, Tarek, what are some fun service projects or philanthropic experiences you are creating? Love your heart for people.
Awesome. So okay, so I love working with different cancer societies. I worked with American Cancer Society, the Lazarus Foundation. I've done some, I hosted different galas. This holiday seasons, we worked with Colette's House to get as many presents as humanly possible to give to the children. I love working with kids. I worked with the UCP of OC, which is to help children. We did some events with Chalk Hospital. But Heather and I, we really want to do something bigger. So we're actually trying to figure out what it is we should do. You know, we want to help people, you know, struggling with different cancers. And, you know, we really want to help children. You know, children are the future. And, you know, I believe kids are everything. And it's our job to show them the way. So we'd like to get more involved with, you know, helping out kids and single mothers and just honestly families that are in a tough situation. You know, we just want to give back as much as we can. And I love hearing your story, Miles.
Miles is super dope. Great question, Miles. Adam Colburn says, what book has impacted you the most besides Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I'm really interested to hear this.
You know, Actually, I'll tell you the book that has impacted me the most, and it was honestly the mindset. And I will always go back to the mindset because this is all you need right there.
Mhm.
I'm sure you guys know this book. It's called the Section 8 Bible.
No, I don't. Never heard of
Oh
it.
my God. I'm not a reader. I got this book. I finished the whole thing in 2 days. And it opened my eyes to a whole new world. It really, really did. Not that I don't do what they say to do in the book, meaning I'm not super hyper focused on Section 8, but it shows the mindset it takes to do what they did. There are these two guys, I think they were from Philadelphia or something. I don't even know. They were like buying brownstones. Long story short, these two like handyman guys ended up owning like 600 houses. And it's just such an inspirational, motivational book. It's my favorite book of all times.
Are you working on a book yourself?
Yes, I am working on it right now. Just got picked up with a New York City publisher a few weeks ago. So
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So that'll probably be coming out sometime in 2023.
We're excited to read that. That's huge. Getting picked up by a New York City publisher is not an easy task. Even after 11 seasons of television, it's still difficult to do. So congratulations. We're all going to be readers of that book, Tarek.
Thank you. I'm excited for it, man. I got so many good stories to tell.
Is it going to be more autobiographical or is it going to be educational? A little bit of both?
A little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
This
Very
is a good
good.
question. This is something my wife and I have been talking about doing for we just started a charity and we're thinking about doing, having our focus on homelessness and affordable housing. Guys, I'd be interested in hearing all of your guys' thoughts on this. As investors, what do you think we can do with homelessness and affordable housing issues? Not only in California, guys, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's a major issue in America. Anybody have any thoughts on this? Jamil, Brent, or Tarek?
You want to start?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
I'll tell you. I'll give you guys an idea.
I'll give you an analogy, right? I mean, here's the thing. So you get to a house, has a water leak, there's mold. The mold spreads everywhere in the house, right? Well, how do you stop that mold? Well, you prevent that water leak.
Yeah.
You got to prevent the water leak. So that's why I said I want to get involved with helping children. So in the future, when these children grow up to be adults, they don't have to have the same issues as some of the homeless today. Maybe, guys like us put them on the right path to where they end up becoming a real estate investor or their life goes in a positive direction. So, but that's in the future. So you're asking today, that's a good question.
Unfortunately, it is the right answer, guys. It's the answer that got us in the position we're in right now, is that the people that are in those situations were either, the education programs let them down, or poor parenting, or whatever it is, access to resources, whatever it is, ended up putting those people in those situations and giving them hardships. And so it really does start at the water leak, not the mold.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tough,
Interesting analogy, dude.
Yeah,
it's a great analogy. It's an amazing analogy. At the same time, it's difficult to accept because essentially what it means is that the people that we're looking at that are struggling and suffering, it's almost as if we can't really do anything about it. And I don't have an answer. I don't have a way to fix it. Look, what we do as a business, I don't think contributes to homelessness, guys. I don't think that. I think that housing is housing. We are in a free market condition, and so supply and demand is always going to dictate what something is going to sell for, and that's the case. And so every time I get a hateful DM from somebody saying house flippers are the reason that we're homeless or people are homeless, I think that's not the case.
How's that?
It's, you know what, everybody has a reason for to blame, right? Everyone has a way or a finger to point. And at the same time, I take a lot of sympathy and I have empathy for the people that are in those situations.
Yeah.
But I truly don't have a solution.
So I did the Joseph Mirando every month goes out and gives homemade burritos to the homeless and say in downtown Phoenix, and you just start talking to them and having a little bit of a conversation. And I was shocked that they did not want to go somewhere. They did not want people to tell them what to do or where to be or what to, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want eyes on them. I think it starts probably with mental health, and then you got to figure it out from there. But that is, I mean, that's something that's been going. I mean, that is a question for the ages
Yeah, it is. Tarek, great question for you right here. I love this one. This is probably my favorite question of the night. Tarek, which person inspires you? If you could interview anybody, alive or dead, given the opportunity, who would it be?
I know the answer. That would be The Rock.
Ooh.
Oh,
The Rock,
damn.
man. This guy, you know, you guys asked me a question earlier. Whenever I feel like skipping the gym, whenever I feel like not doing that last rep, when I feel like not going to yoga, I always ask myself, what would The Rock do? Because that guy's a workhorse, and I like to consider myself a workhorse, and I know The Rock would go to the gym. So the one person on this planet that truly inspires me, other than my wife and family, of course, is The Rock. Yeah,
That's
it would be a dream of mine to go hang out with The Rock, interview The Rock, have some of his tequila, maybe a Sunday cheat meal, but maybe in the future. You never know.
I think that there's people in your life that could probably make that happen.
Yeah, I think it's something that might happen one day. He doesn't know about it yet, but I've been thinking about it.
Well, I think he watches Wholesale Hotline.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on there.
Hey, The Rock, TarkBuysHouses.com.
Yeah. Pace, it's getting close to that time, and we were talking about something earlier in the show when you were still getting on, Tarek. We have been running a sweepstakes for the last, what would you say? It's been 6 months, Pace?
Yeah, it's been 6 months. Yeah.
6 months. And this sweepstakes, the Flip Me sweepstakes, was about Pace, myself, my sister, who is our co-star on Triple Digit Flip, as well as Pace's wife, Laura Morby, who is our other co-star on Triple Digit Flip, the better halves of us. We have put together a sweepstakes where we are going to buy a house for a lucky viewer. We are going to fix that house and show that person how and everything that we're doing to fix that property, sell that property, and then we're giving 100% of those proceeds to that lucky winner. And you didn't know this, but that person is finding out tonight, live on this show.
Awesome.
So, without further ado, Pace, can you put it together for us, brother?
Oh, exciting.
Ooh, exciting. Absolutely. Let's bring Rahima on the stage. Rahima.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi, guys. How are you?
So good.
Better now.
Absolutely good. It's good to see you. Welcome and introduced to Tarek right here from HGTV.
Oh, you don't need to. I know who you are.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. So I don't know if we've ever had
right
5 people on the screen before, but we already have the winner, guys. We already have the winner. Normally we would choose one of these randomizer softwares and we would do it on a live, but we had to get attorneys involved. This was such a big deal. We had to get attorneys involved. We spent a lot of money on advertising on television. And whenever you do that, you've got to have attorneys get involved and make sure that the winner is selected by the actual attorney team. Okay. So the amount of money that we're giving away is probably about the same amount of money it cost us to give the money away in the first place, in attorney fees and advertising and all that kind of stuff. Take that into consideration. Somebody is going to win this, and we are going to play a video right now.
Right now.
Yeah,
They're gonna make a difference. It's gonna be sick.
That's the goal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
That's awesome.
Okay, are you ready to see your house?
Absolutely. I'm
are you
very
really
ready
to see your house?
Yeah.
All right.
Where is it?
Let's do it.
Oh. So, look. I eat beats, watch me dining, shining. I illuminate the rooms that I'm in. Timing, low-key ain't more crucial than alignment. That's why the flow is intertwined with both and I'm defiling. Every beat I'm on, even though I know it's wrong. To treat rappers like a napkin after I pissed on commodes. Then I wipe what's on the toilet, can't
Yeah.
Awesome.
James.
So amazing.
Brother.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, James?
What in the hell, bro? We are so freaking excited. Brent, will you ring that bell one more time? Make sure it rings so loud it hurts people's ears. You broke the bell. He broke the bell. The bell is dead. Jamil Damji, why don't you talk about the day we spent with James so far and talk a little bit about the further steps going down the sweepstakes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. James, congratulations again, brother. You are so well deserving.
Thank you, guys.
There is not there's nobody that I think deserves this more than you. This is going to be an incredible opportunity. So we found a house out in South Phoenix, great little house. In fact, we got a great deal on the property. I was given.
It's going to be a good one.
It came from Monique Walker, so you know it's going to be an incredible one.
Yeah.
We purchased the house at $195,000. How can you even buy a house in Phoenix for $195,000 anymore? We paid Monique Walker a $10,000 commission because she deserved it. So we're all into this house at $205,000. The ARV on this house is $330,000. So we are starting with $125,000 spread.
When's it going to be done?
Rahima, how long is this project going to take?
I have 27 days. We start demo tomorrow.
No, you're a beast. That's 27 days you haven't started demo. You can do it in
We start demo tomorrow.
Woo! It's going to be prime time when it hits the market.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Laura, talk to us a little bit about the market conditions and where you think we might be able to push this deal to.
Oh my gosh. I sold the house 2 houses down, same exact floor plan. We had multiple offers. We sold in a few days. So this is going to be a slam dunk, super easy, especially with Rahima's design. So excited.
So cool. This is really exciting for us just to be able to have this opportunity to share our knowledge and share this experience with you, James, and have Tarek with us to do that with. What an incredible opportunity. We're just so thrilled. Pace.
How about James, bro? James, why don't you tell everybody when we first called you to tell you that you won this, what was your initial reaction?
Well, no, first it was an email, and I didn't believe it. Like, I'm like, not lying. Poor Lucy. I sent the email immediately to to the staff and everything. Hey guys, somebody's lying on your name. This isn't real. You guys got to be careful about scams. And no, a simple email back. No, this is legit. And then they told me, that I won and set everything up. I was like blown back by the opportunity to learn from you guys. Like, that is everything to me. That in itself to me is like, that's the whole sweepstakes there. Like, just to be able to sit at the feet of you guys and soak up everything. I'm in Northwest Indiana and the market is booming and I want every piece. Like, I want it all, the whole thing. And then I can spread kind of like what you guys are doing, but I'm eating everything here.
You know what I loved about it is you didn't even know you entered into a sweepstakes. You actually went to the website because you wanted to learn how to fix and flip.
Yeah.
And you had no clue you entered into a sweepstakes. So when we reached out and said you won something, you're like, yo, I didn't enter into any sweepstakes. I just came here to learn.
Facts.
So the mindset that you had is the right mindset, right? Going forward and trying to learn something, moving forward. It's a lot of what Tarek talked about. Is like, I want to do something. I'm going to go out and do it.
Yeah.
And you signed up, not for coaching. You just were like, yo, I want to learn more about fixing and flipping properties. And boom, you end up winning a sweepstakes, flying out to Phoenix, Arizona, seeing that house in that video, spending the day, actually the whole weekend with us, which was a blast. And we're going to be able to give you a full education. So my wife, Laura, and Rahima are going to keep you updated on the project and the whole process all the way through. We're going to be, I think you're in the Slack channel already, right?
Oh yeah, I'm in there. Actually, I was about to finish off setting up, sending a message in the Slack channel about, just some of the things that I'd like to get as far as updates on pictures for me to use, as far as trying to, leverage some things here. Like I want it all.
We told them, Tarek, leverage this opportunity to post on social media to make sure you said, hey, I'm in a partnership with Pace, Jamil, Rahima, and Laura, and leverage that for private investors and realtors in your area and wholesalers in your areas to send you deals.
I think you should take a picture of this screen right now.
Take a picture
100%.
right now.
Can somebody do it for me? I'm not great with technology.
I already did it for you. We got a screenshot. I got it for you. I'll send it to you.
Hey, sure,
If
man.
there's a piece of advice that you could give to young James here, who you're a pastor, right, James?
A minister.
A minister?
Yeah.
Is there a piece of advice that you could give to our amazing winner here, just on the beginning of his journey in this business?
Yeah, it's always hardest at the beginning. And as soon as you get over that hump, smooth sailing. I wouldn't say smooth sailing, but much smoother sailing. So as time goes on, it gets easier. It's easier for me to flip 100 houses than it was for me to flip my first house.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a good problem to have.
Yes, it is.
Amazing. Rahima, James, Laura, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. It was an incredible weekend spent with you, James, and we are just so happy that you are the winner, and congratulations again, brother.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everything as far as the weekend. Guys, the information, the selflessness that these guys throw at as far as teaching and sharing this business is invaluable. Like, they are the most genuine, heartfelt people. It was an amazing time. Thank you so much for this, guys.
Thank you, brother. We'll have you back on Wholesale Hotline after you get your big, fat, juicy check so that you can walk people through what you learned on your first fix and flip with us. We're going to have you come back as a dedicated guest on Wholesale Hotline. Let's try and beat Tarek's record, though. We hit 1,000 people today. James is going to beat that record.
2,000. Let's go.
Jamil, you want to take us home, brother?
I do. Tarek, speaking about teaching and coaching, I know that you are also a coach, and you've got an amazing coaching product where people can learn from Tarek. So can you tell us a little bit about that, how people can find out about that, and how they can sign up? We'd love for you to be able to share that with our amazing audience. They're in love with you,
I'm signing
brother.
up the second he tells me where to go.
Yeah. So we launched an online real estate school last year called Homeschooled by Tarek El Moussa. And we cover the 4 F's of flipping. You got to find it, you got to fund it, you got to fix it, and you got to flip it. We're also creating, we're teaching creative financing. We're teaching wholesaling. So pretty much A to Z real estate. So very excited about it. And I love watching the students win, man. Like I said earlier, it's like I just want to shake everybody because the truth is they can do it. They just got to believe in themselves.
That's just it. Believe in yourself, guys. And that is why we've done this for 100 weeks, to show you that within you resides a power that is not just a person, not just a man, not just a lady, but divine. You have the power of God in you. That spark resides in you, and you can get anything, any goal you want accomplished. But it takes that belief, it takes that desire, and it takes the passion to keep moving forward no matter what the challenges is. Whether that is cancer 2 times, whether that is not knowing what it is that you're doing, whether that is not having the money, whether that is a 9-to-5 job, whether that is crippling mindsets, whatever that problem is, guys, it takes being self-aware, it takes time. But remember that as long as you have a goal, as long as you set the intention for your life to be better, and you take the first step, it'll happen. Thank you guys so much. This has been the most incredible episode of Wholesale Hotline. 100 weeks. Tarek, thank you so much for joining us. You were an incredible guest. Pace, I love you, brother.
Love you guys.
As handsome as ever. Laura,
Tarek, I'll see you on the yacht, Tarek.
I want it.
Yeah, you got it.
Rahima, we love you. James, congratulations. Studio audience, you've been amazing. Wholesale Hotline number 100.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing? I didn't say that thing.
What?